Welcome, U.S. History students. It's Mr. Valenzuela, your instructor, and I'm here to remind you how to do the textbook homework that I assigned you this week. So first of all, here are all the instructions for doing your textbook homework. If you want to read them more carefully, hit pause now and read them very carefully. I'll be going over some of the highlights with you. First, you're going to turn to the page of the chapter assigned and write the title of the section at the top of your notes. At the end of the Why It Matters paragraph at the beginning of the chapter, you're going to read that section focus question, which is in bold. That will be the essential question for your section. You're going to read the text. As you read in the left-hand margin of your notes, you're going to turn the blue and red headings into grammatically correct questions. You're going to answer the questions with at least 3 to 4 bullet points on the right-hand side. Anytime you come across a vocabulary term, you're going to define it in your notes. For each vocabulary term, you may make an illustration in the left-hand margin that you think illustrates or typifies that vocabulary term. This will be for extra credit. Around your vocabulary term, please highlight or draw a box. Leave at least one line in between each blue or red heading so that I can read them easily. And then, when you're done, answer the focus question in a paragraph. Make sure you highlight all important information. This is the homework that I assigned to you this week, Chapter 3, Section 2. Every chapter section will look the same. There will be a picture to show you an introduction to the section and a witness from someone who was there and wrote about what they saw. There'll be the title of the section. This week's title is Immigration and Urbanization. If you don't know what these terms mean, I strongly recommend that you look them up. Here's that Why It Matters paragraph. That starts every section. At the end of this paragraph, you'll find your section focus question. Here it is right here in bold. As you read, you're going to turn every blue or red heading into a grammatically correct question. As you read, you'll be looking for details that help answer this question. Here's an outline of what your homework should look like. You should have your name, date, period, number, the name of the chapter, and the number of the chapter. You should write the section focus question here at the top. Here's where you're going to be writing the questions and illustrating your vocabulary terms. That'll be on the left-hand margin of your notes. In the center or right-hand side of your notes, you'll be writing 3 to 4 bullet points to answer the questions. And if there's any blue or bold vocabulary terms, you're going to define it here, and the illustration will be over here for extra credit. Mr. Valenzuela will be the sole determinant of how valuable these illustrations are and how much extra credit they'll deserve. When you are done, you're going to, instead of writing a summary, respond to the focus question here at the very bottom or very end of your notes. Over on the table near the door, you'll find a variety of rubrics that I will be using to evaluate your work. Before you turn in your work, please attach one of these to the front of your notes, fill it out completely, and do a self-evaluation of how many points you think you earn on the left-hand side. I'll be using the boxes under Teacher Evaluation to show you what I saw in your notes. You will give yourself a score, and I will give you a score as well. Here's what a sample looks like. Here's something I whipped up. Remember, we have the name of the chapter, section, and title here at the top. Your name, date, and period. Here's the focus question at the top. And here's the first blue heading turned into a question, along with 3 bullet points that help respond to that question. If you have any additional questions on how to do your homework, please send me an email. Thank you. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.